Hey everybody, welcome to the center lane, the political discussion for those of us in the middle, not too far right, not too far left. Just checking out the Musk-Trump press conference. Elon was carrying the ball for most of it. On the surface, I mean, he certainly there's a point there. We have a bureaucracy that is way too bloated, and there is a lot of waste. I mean, there is no doubt about it. Now, Elon Musk was making some good, nice points. I'll give him that, but I find that when these general statements that they make, particularly Trump, we found billions and billions. It's just fraud. It's just fraud. Okay, and then it went from billions to 500 billion, and it's been going on for years. And I started going, well, you were president for 4 of those years before. You didn't see this then? But anyways, I regress. It's good that they are looking into it because there is. I think most people would agree that when you watch the government, the size of it it's bloated, and a lot of things don't seem to be very efficient. If you've been in the professional world of any kind of job at all, you know that corporations watch every penny, watch the pennies and the dollars take care of themselves kind of attitude. The government is more like what I think a lot of people think is moves way too slow. It's a dinosaur. There's people in there that are working for the government. A lot of them are good people, very honest and very capable. But there's a lot of people that have probably been there too long, and they're hard to get rid of them. And maybe there's too many people doing the same job, and there's not a lot of accountability like there is in the real corporate world, where you're definitely being held accountable. Anyways, I mean, I think overall, we want to see taking a look at all these things I think is perfectly fine. Have Elon Musk do it. Well, I mean, he's a smart guy and all, but I can't help but think that he's got all those big defensive contracts for his company. So he's saying he's being fully transparent, but I wouldn't mind seeing somebody following behind him. Let's keep it though. There's always a check and a balance. That's what makes our government work in general. And I think when you're talking about DOGE, probably a good idea to have that same kind of system in place where, like, this is great. You're finding things and just fix them. I remember during COVID, you guys probably do the paycheck protection plan. Was a good idea on the surface, but because COVID came, everything shut down. Government flooded in billions of dollars to protect paychecks so people didn't have to let people go for their jobs, and we could continue to pay them, etc. And there was so much fraud in there. I think out of the $1 trillion, the first 200 billion went right overseas to scammers. 20% right off the top gone. And then there's a lot of other instances. I know here in our area, a guy had $7 in the bank. He applied saying he had 100 employees. He got a $7 million check sent to a bank account that had $7 in it. And the only reason he got caught was he bought a $5 million mansion over in Orlando, and he got caught with that. But he might, there's a lot of people that didn't get caught. So overall, I think, we got to just stand back and, be objective about it, even though it seems like it's going way too fast with a lot of oversight for DOGE. But on the other side of the coin, there's a lot of waste there, and we got to get that under control. So very good in that part. Secondly, real quick, I want to talk about Guantanamo Bay and putting migrants there, illegals there, and keeping them in Guantanamo. A bad idea. That base is so. There's only 15 prisoners there right now. If you want to put 30,000 prisoners there, you're going to have to put a hospital in. You're going to have to build a lot more infrastructure. You're going to put a ton of people down there to watch them. I don't think that's a good idea. Just on the logistics of it. Why there? It doesn't make sense. Plus getting there, getting back, all that stuff costs money. You want to talk about waste, government waste? You're just talking about how you're going to try to find fraud and cut the waste out. And then you want to go with a plan like that. Doesn't make a lot of sense to me anyways. If anybody else has thoughts on that, I'd love to hear them. And lastly, just retouching on Gaza, the whole war there, and what's going on. It looks like Saturday, Hamas will be releasing a couple more prisoners. Maybe. The peace is very fragile. A couple things struck me there. First off, I don't think Hamas knows where half of those hostages even are, if they're dead or alive. There's a lot of infighting amongst that group itself. So the reason they're dripping them out is I don't think they know where they are, half of them, or if they're dead or alive. And the second thing that struck me was, man, when they're letting those the hostages out, I'm seeing all these Hamas guys around them in really nice, crisp uniforms, fully armed, masks on their face. I'm going, how they, the people there don't even have anything to eat. They got rags on their back. These guys are fully fed, fully armed. I mean, who's propping them up, and how do we deal with that? Like I said in my last podcast, if you send Palestinians to different Arab countries, you got the insurrection is the Hamas guys go along with them, and like we said back in the 70s, the PLO was the number one driving force of terror, and kind of one of the first real terrorist group that got really popular. They were, if you lived then, I was a kid, but remember it. They were hijacking airplanes like crazy. They were in Jordan. They were hijacking airplanes. They went in Munich. They killed the Israeli Olympic team. 19 people got killed in that deal. They sent them. They got pushed out of Jordan. King Hussein pushed them out. Went into Lebanon, raised holy hell there. So, you're going to get the same insurgency with the Palestinian people. It's not saying they're not all terrorists. They're not. But that insurgency lives amongst them. And a lot of it's widely supported. So if you were to move people out, that's what, like I said the other day, it's like, that's why these Arab countries don't want them, because they don't need that. They can't deal with what they got going on in their own population. So more to follow. I hope this can get resolved. Again, it's not an easy answer. And my heart does go out to these people. They're suffering. The regular people, that people just want to live and have their families and go to their job and go to school and go to work, are caught in all this crap, and it's just a shame, and very complicated part of the world. Certainly don't think we should have boots on the ground in Gaza to try to build gambling resorts. That's just nuts. So anyways, tell me what you all think. That'd be great. I want you to have a great day, and we'll talk to you again soon.